Hey everyone, thanks for turning up. I'm just going to give it another couple of minutes before we, another 2 or 3 minutes before we get started to make sure everyone gets on okay. I see there's a few on already. If you can hear and see me, sorry. Not so much see, but if you can hear me, if you can just write on the question and answers box, your right hand side, there should be a little chat box, questions box there. If you can just type in yes, if you can hear me, that'd be great, thanks. So we'll just get going in a couple of minutes, everyone. If you can get a glass of water and, as it said on the screen there, if you want to take notes throughout, just grab a pen and paper or even use your phone if you want to just quickly take notes throughout it if you want to keep some information you learn on this. As I said a couple of minutes ago, for anybody that is on just now, if you can quickly just, if you see on the right hand side of your screen, there should be a questions box. If you can just write in there, yes, or a Y, whatever. If you can hear me. I'm not so bored if you can see me, but if you can hear me, that'd be good. Perfect. Great, right. Right, okay, we'll get going. It's said to start with a little introduction and rules for tonight. We'll just basically just don't have any distractions. You know, if you're on this and you want to give it a lot and make the best of it, then if you could just avoid any distractions, whether it's TV, phones, whatever. Keep an open mind and listen to everything I say. I know you probably won't agree with everything that's on it. Maybe not agree with, but you might not have heard everything that's on this before. Some of it might be new to you, some of it might not. But it'd be great if you could just listen anyway and keep an open mind to it all. You know, it's not the be all and end all what I say tonight. You know, there's loads of different opinions out there. This is my opinion. And that's all I'm putting across to you here. Instead, before, just take notes if you'd like. So if you've got a phone on you, you can keep notes on your phone. If you want to keep notes with a pen and paper, whatever, and be interactive. You know, if I do ask questions throughout, I'll try and get to know you throughout the webinar, you know, and the workshop. You know what I mean? So I can kind of help you more. So the more you can interact, the more I can help. It's just like being in this live. That's why being in this live is better, because if you're watching the recording, I can't actively help you. You know what I mean? One-to-one. So that's the only reason I say this. And a little introduction of myself. I'm Daniel. None of you have been on any of my workshops, webinars before. I'm from Inverness. I'm a personal trainer, coach, whatever, and I help ladies really get in shape, get what they want, get from, as we get going later, get them from a point of pain to a point of gain. So a point of like being happy with what the shape they're in, how they feel, what they see. If they're stuck and don't really know where to get started, I can kind of take them from that point and get them a result. You know, and not everyone can do that on their own. Some people can do that on their own. And you know, if you can do it on your own, that's fine. That's all well and good. But the majority of people need help. You know what I mean? There's areas of, oh, I need help with, and I'll pass on to you ladies. So there are always weaknesses when it comes to fitness, nutrition, mindset, things like that. So if you can get 1%, 2% out of this webinar that'll give you maybe that little bit extra to kicking you on towards your goals, that's great. You know, that's what I'm here for. Whether that's doing it with me or doing it without me, it doesn't matter. Just learn as much as you can from this webinar tonight, and we'll take it from there. So just for any new people that have, hi to any new people who have just come on, sorry, I've just gone through the introduction so far. I'm just wanting to know if you can hear and see me. So if you, on the right hand side of your page, you should see a questions box. If you can just hit that questions box, you can type. You can actually type in that box throughout the webinar. So if I ever ask any questions, or if you want to ask any questions throughout this webinar, you can write in that box. So if you could quickly write in just now, just a quick yes if you can hear and see me, that'd be great. Thanks. I hear you. Brilliant. Yes, yes. Perfect. I'm not so fast. If you can't see me, you're probably lucky. I'm not feeling tip top today, so if you can't see me, it's probably for the best. But as long as you can hear me, you can hear what I'm saying. In all seriousness, that'd be great. Right, we're going to crack on now. So. Right. So as I mentioned two minutes ago, we're talking pain and gain. So what I mean by this is, right, is basically you're at a point now, if you're on this call, I don't know if I know you, if I don't know you, you're on this call, on this workshop tonight to get help, right? Okay. So you're at a point just now where if you're reading my emails, I said if you're on this, you're looking for help, whether you're actively exercising just now, actively trying to eat well, or not at all. So we're all at different points, that's cool. It doesn't matter where you're at, you can always improve. So basically what I'm trying to get tonight is where you're at, where you want to get to, how I can help with this, how you can help yourself with this, as well. And you can take things from there. So as I said before, if you can interact and tell me where you're at just now and tell me where you want to get to, I can try and help as best as I can you in your pursuit of what you ever want to get to. So pain, when I'm talking pain, what I mean is frustration, confusion, anger at yourself for getting the way you are, constantly looking back when you're in better shape, thinking when you're in better shape for your kids. It's obviously kids is a big one, because sometimes when you get kids, you can obviously a lot of sleep deprivation come in. You can obviously stress builds up when you're juggling work-life balance with the kids. You can start to maybe binge a lot more at weekends on wine, or through the week and wine, to kind of forget the day before, the day it's just happened, the week before it's just happened. So if you can kind of tell me just now, basically whatever pains you're in, so if it's where you hate what you see in the mirror, where it's, you're unhappy at yourself for not being able to, get off your backside and do something about it, or to get over the kind of mental hurdles of eating well. If you're not sure what to eat, then, or what not to eat, we'll go on that later, but the likelihood is that most people do know what they should be eating. Sorry, I've just got a question here. I'm just going to double check, see what it is. Yeah, perfect. Just no worries, Sam. That's perfect. Thanks for letting me know. So yeah, so we can all say, yeah, I know what I should be eating, I know what I shouldn't be eating, but people don't always do it. You know what I mean? 90% of us out there know that X, Y, and Z is bad for you. Most people out there know that you should be eating more of vegetables and more of proteins, things like that. Most people know that you should be exercising a little bit more. It doesn't mean you should always look to eat less and do more. That's a kind of a sort of myth, and we'll go into that later as well. But where are you at just now? Is it mental unhappiness? Is it you don't know what to do? Is it confusion? Is it frustration? Is it anger? If you could let me know in the box, in the questions box, just kind of quickly type in, mainly if I don't know you, if any people are on this that are current clients or whatever, that's cool. But if you do want help and you do want on a more one-to-one basis, then do it. But tell me where you're at just now. What made you come on this workshop tonight? What has made you kind of sign up for the emails, whatever? Tell me where you're at, and we'll take things from there. So just for 2 minutes, if you could just write in the questions box where you're at and basically how we can help. And again, I won't name your name through this webinar, so don't worry. I'm not going to name your names or things like that. Just purely confidential. So just quickly fire away. I'm just going to quick glass of water. That'll be me. Cool. So anything that comes into your head, any kind of negatives that come into your head right now, and basically what made you come onto this call tonight, what you really need help with, and that'd be great. Okay, great. Cool, good response. Bigger now than ever, despite going to slimming classes for over 20 years, looking for something to help me be more focused. Okay, so again, I won't name names, but to answer this question, this might appeal to quite a lot of you, so thanks for asking. Who asked? So the question, the kind of statement was, bigger now than ever, despite going to slimming classes for over 20 years, looking for something to help me be more focused. So this is kind of a thing we're again going a bit more later. Things like support, guidance, accountability, that can help. But it's a kind of very, by what you mean slimming classes, do you mean like yo-yo dieting, that kind of stuff? And to answer your question, sorry, just so I can know more. When you're saying to get more focused, again, that's what we're going to go into here. What is going to drive you to be more focused? If you can find something that's going to drive you to be more focused, then even better. Because there's always, people always think, not just women, men are bad for this as well. People always think that they want to lose weight, they want to tone up, which is true. They want to, lose belly fat. They want to lose their love handles. They want smaller arms. For guys, it's to be more muscular, whatever it is. Whatever these goals are, people always think they need weight loss, they need toning in order to get this, and it's not always true. The thing that there's always a reason behind the kind of weight loss. Why the feeling people want because of the weight loss, if you know what I mean. If you can get what I mean. So if you've ever been through, I'll give you an example. So one of my clients said to me, well, she said in the private Facebook group actually like 2 weeks ago that, well, she started 4 months ago, right? So she's been going for 4 months, and even before she had her first child, she never ever bored with what she was eating, never ever bored with exercise. She started the classes, she threw herself right into it. She threw herself right into it. And she actually texted me today to say that she's now a size 10, and she was a size 16 when she started. That's 4 months ago. But that's kind of aesthetics, that's vanity, that's kind of what people see. I'm talking more what an X is, a bigger sort of why. So the biggest why for her was that she had a kid, right? So she had her first child, and this is a big one for a lot of people, is having kids. You want to have more energy for your kids. You want to be a role model for your kids. You want to show them what to eat, show them what not to eat. What you want them to look up to you in a sort of kind of. So probably my biggest motivation. My wife's pregnant, and I don't ever want to be a fat dad. And being honest, that's my motivation. I can't say I've ever been fat, to be brutally honest with you, but I know when guys get older and older, and maybe get more complacent, I said the stresses of like parenthood can get to people, that it can lead to weight gain, fat storage, things like that, and stress and lack of sleep. And I don't want to be one of those dads that's a fat dad, and I don't want my kids to say that I'm a fat dad. That's my driving motivation. That's what I mean. I don't want to lose. I don't want to keep weight off. I don't want to lose weight. I don't want to tone up. That's my why. If you get what I mean, it's not just weight loss. So if you can think kind of outside the box, going back to the client, what she said to me 2 weeks ago was that she actually took her son swimming for the first time, and she wore a bikini, and she wouldn't have done that before if she hadn't started. If she had gone to the swimming pool 2 weeks ago, having not started, having not found out why she wanted to do it, then she would have took her kid swimming, and she would have not got involved, not got in with her kid in the pool, you know. Instead, now she's actually there. She's in the water. She's in a bikini. She's feeling good about herself. She's confident. All because she knows why she actually does it, and that's because she's had her first child, and she kind of changed everything up. That changed the game for her. You know what I mean? That was a total kind of game changer for her. So that's what I mean by that. It's not always just weight loss. It can actually be kids. It can be relationships with your husband, relationships with your wife. To have more energy day to day. For work, you know, to have more energy for work. Could it lead to, you know, promotions? Could it lead to more money in your work? Could it lead to, I don't know. I'm trying to think loads of reasons here. I can't talk for everyone, but going back to the question I had before about slimming classes, yes, up and down constantly can be good for 2-3 weeks and just go to pot. Well, I think that the problem there is probably accountability. And maybe not knowing why enough. So if you can kind of find out why you really want to do it and kind of hold yourself accountable to doing it, that can be an even more powerful thing. So when it gets that 2-3, so what kind of happens is people kind of go in a kind of, they're kind of in a kind of wave, they're going up and up and up and up, and you get that 2-3 weeks when you're getting your good results, you're getting your good results, you're getting your good results, and you kind of plateau a bit. And when results stop coming as quickly as they can, and that's realistic, that's normal, so don't crack up that it happens to you. If that happens, people can kind of go there. What you really need to do is, at that ready to go there, is to catch yourself and to go there again, if you know what I mean. That might sound like gibberish, but that's what kind of works for me. So it's to kind of when you get that 2-3 week period, don't let yourself fall again. Go back to the reason why you started. And what I normally do with people that start working with me is I get them to fill out a form that I can kind of show them if they ever do kind of get that period, so they can kind of, they've kind of told me what they're wanting me to hold them accountable to throughout the process, throughout the training, throughout the whole cycle, you know. So it's to kind of find out why, really know why you're doing it, and just don't let yourself. It sounds simple, but just don't let yourself do it. It can be accountability, it can be support. You know, I mean, I kind of try and provide like daily support to my clients. So if they ever do have periods like this, they can kind of vent everything to me, and that's it gone. You know what I mean? So it's gone after that. Another question I got here is, sorry, I kept losing connection. It's no problem. I lost 3 stone with Slimming World a couple of years ago. Put on 3 stone, 12 pounds after. Started again end of August last year and lost 1 stone, 9 live so far. I joined this to see if there's an hour way. I know through Facebook that you think these ways are faddy, but I don't know an hour way. Right, okay. I'll go on that later. I don't want to get too sidetracked. I don't want to sound rude or saying that, but I will. That will be a part of this later, so stay tuned, okay? So next, what I want to know is where you want to get to, okay? So staying in the slide again. So kind of flipping that, so the pain, you know the pain in your head, I hope you now know why you want to do it. It's not just weight loss, not just toning. There's a reason why you want to do that. There's an underlying reason why you want weight loss, why you want toning. It's not always what it seems. It might be, don't get me wrong, it might be, but the majority of the time it's not. So hopefully, if you're taking notes of that or in your head, you kind of know now. You know your pain and you know why you want to do it now, okay? You've vented that over. Now it's onto your gains, so where you want to get to now, okay? So it's one stage to another. So what do you really want? Again, it can be a variety of things. It can be numbers and the scales, and that can be dangerous, and it's not always real. Again, we'll go into that later, but it could be confidence, it could be feeling good in social situations, in front of friends, it could be for comments from other people, or you're losing weight, or you're looking great. It could be shopping for clothes you actually like instead of shopping for clothes that you have to wear, dark clothes, baggy clothes, hoodies, stuff that you feel more comfortable in. You know, a variety of stuff like that, like more energy, to wake up every day actually being able to get out of bed rather than actually feeling they can't move, to stop, to stop the kind of unhappiness, the kind of depression maybe. Depression is a big one, especially I've worked with loads of ladies that have, I don't know if any of you have ever been through it, like postnatal depression and things like that, or depression in general, anxiety in general. Anxiety is a big one as well. I've been there probably anxiety quite a lot as well, so I can kind of empathise with that. But yeah, what are your gains? What do you want? If you were to get the result you want in your head, what would it give you? That's what I basically want to know. What is your core kind of driving goal, and what would that do for you if you got to that goal? If you could again just write that in the questions box, that'd be great. Again, take 2 minutes, quickly write it in, that'd be brilliant. I'm just gonna get a quick drink while typing away here. The slides will go quicker after this, by the way. It's just I kind of get sidetracked to start with, and I'll try not to do that later on. As I realise we're 20 minutes in, we're only at the second slide, but things will roll quicker after this, I promise. Right, okay, some answers. I want to do it for my son and to be a good role model for him. It also feels great shopping at normal shops and not having to go to back of rails all the time. Exactly what I just said, Sam. Sorry, name names there. I didn't name your name there, sorry. Okay. So basically, I want to do it for my son, be a good role model, shop in normal shops, not having to go back of rails all the time. So again, it's an art big one. It's like a couple of ladies in the group sessions have actually chucked their whole wardrobes out, and like the buzz they get when they did that, and it gave them, like, imagine for like women, it was at January time as well, and they had to go shopping for a new wardrobe at January. Can you imagine how good that felt? But in all seriousness, no, it is a good feeling being able to shop for clothes you actually like rather than you have to wear. Getting down to sizes you were before you had kids. You know, back when you felt you were in shape and you're confident and you felt good. And I think kids are the biggest driving factor, honestly. As I said before, that's my kind of driving. That's what it's got to keep me going. You know what I mean? Because I can feel myself lacking something's. The kind of, well, I'm 26 now, but when I was 21, I could, 18 to 21, you'll all know what I mean. You could get away with things. It didn't matter, but now you can, like, the older and older you get, the more you can feel it creeping. So that's my kind of drive and go, I don't want to be a fat dad. I'll put it out there, okay? So, and now when on the odd time I've managed to lose a bit of weight, the difference in my confidence is enormous. So definitely want that good feeling mentally as much as physically. Also know that when feel good mentally, much easier to deal with everyday struggles. Yeah, absolutely. Another thing, exercise is the big kind of stress reliever as well. If you've got a lot of pent up kind of angst, pent up anger, pent up frustration, exercise is a great release, and it's the best kind of medication anyone can get for things like that, whether it is anxiety, depression, things like that. But yeah, the buzz is good. The confidence is massive. If you're a kind of, I mean, going back to empathising, I kind of get where you're at, because I'm not a hugely confident person. Like, these things, like this, I've only done half a dozen of these things, but when I started doing these things, like webinars, seminars, taking groups, taking clients one-to-one, I was very shy, and I really lacked confidence. But the more and more I've done it, the more and more it's helped my confidence. So I can kind of feel that what you mean, like the how much better you feel when you're confident is huge. With everything, with your friends, with your family, your approach to day-to-day life, to work, when you wake up in the morning, it's massive. It can be the difference between having a good day and having a bad day, and that's the truth. And I'm sure you know what I mean there. But yeah, mentally, yeah, being able to deal with stress, getting better sleep, you know, as we'll go on to the next slide, it's huge. So I can feel where you're at there, and it is a vicious cycle. You know what I mean? If you aren't eating great, if you aren't exercising, if you're up and down with your weight, if you're up and down with stop start with exercise, stop start with like eating well, feeling good, not feeling good. If you go out one weekend, you can't get back on track. You know, things like that. It's a vicious cycle. If you don't get good sleep, if you don't manage stress well, if you're not eating well, it all kind of gets worse. Like, I mean, sleep for starters, sleep leads to fat storage and weight gain. Stress can lead to fat storage and weight gain through your cortisol, your stress hormone going up. Obviously, eating bad can lead to the same. That's obvious, and so is exercise. So it is a kind of vicious cycle. Day to day, it's massive, you know. And moving on to the next slide, we'll go on to talk a bit more. If it hurry up and changes the slide. Change. Right. So mindset, breaking barriers. I said the vicious cycle I just talked about, sleep and stress and fear, right? Fear is this could be a big one as well for some of us. So the vicious cycle I just talked about, right? I'm going to go through like a kind of bog standard, everyday kind of person, myself included, on a bad day, or my wife included on a bad day when she wasn't pregnant, kind of bad day. This is a vicious cycle. People get up. If they're going through a bad period, they're probably not going to get a good sleep. For starters, you're not going to get a good sleep. You're going to wake up through the night. Probably you're not going to get deep sleep. So when you don't get deep sleep, it kind of leads on to what I'm going to talk about here. You wake up in the morning, you can't get out of bed. You hit snooze about 5-6 times. You physically can't get yourself out of bed. And you've got to get up. You've got to get the kids ready. Then lastly, you've got to get yourself ready. You've got to get kids fed. Then you probably won't get yourself fed. And if you do get yourself fed, it'll be something convenient. It'll be something like cereal. It'll be something like toast. You might just get a juice. I don't know, a coffee. You get into work. You get to about in between, you know, breakfast and lunch, and you start craving again. You might have a couple of biscuits and some tea and some coffee to keep you going mentally, because you think coffee's the only thing that'll keep you going. When it's not, it'll do the opposite. You get to lunch. You'll have something like maybe, I don't know, bread, like a sandwich, like pastries. More coffee, lattes, biscuits, cereal bars, even fruit to an extent, without sounding too daft, to an extent, things like that. And it doesn't. You get an hour after your lunch, you're starving again. You're needing energy again. You have more coffee. You're probably your third or fourth of the day so far. You've probably not had enough water. You get to dinner at night. You get home at dinner at night. Dinner at night will probably consist of a big plate of carbs, pasta, rice, loads of potatoes. You know, things like that. I mean, these foods aren't bad. That's not what I'm saying, but portion control is different because your mind is telling you differently. You need X, Y, and Z when you don't. Your mind is telling you need loads of carbs because you need loads of energy, when it's going to have the opposite effect. Because if you've ever noticed that if you have a big plate of carbs, a big portion of carbs, whatever it is, you'll feel like sleeping about 10 minutes after you have them. You'll be slouching your couch. You won't be able to get up and do dishes, things like that. So after your dinner, after that, you've had your 3 meals. They might not be good, but you've had your 3 meals. You've drank loads of coffee, but still, you know, once the kids go to bed, you're still craving bad food. Your mind is telling you again, you need sugar to keep you going. So you end up raiding the cupboards for food. You know, you're really emotional eating now. It's like letting out the stress from the day it's just passed. Again, as I talked about in emails before, sedating yourself on food, sedating yourself on wine. You're eating and drinking to forget what's just happened, forgetting, you know, eating to forget the week before, stuff like that. It sounds mad, but it's true. People do it every week, every weekend. They binging this sort of stuff to forget. Goes back to Monday, same thing happens again. And that's why people put on weight. That's why people, you know, gain fat, you know, belly fat, whatever it is, you know, abdominal fat. And it is a vicious cycle, as it says there. A vicious cycle getting here. It's going back to raiding the cupboards. You raid the cupboards, you eat the cupboards out. You feel like death after it. Why did I just do that? I feel like sick, I'm unhappy, I'm angry at myself. You go to bed, you wake up, the same thing the next day. and it's a domino effect, it's a vicious cycle, whatever you want to call it. And sleep and stress is two big ones there. It's said there. Moving on to fear now, right? Fear is it's got a big one, but I'm going to try and condense this down a wee bit. So what I'm going to say with fear is like a lot of people, why people don't do things is they care what other people think. So they're scared. They're scared about being different. They're scared about doing what other people think. So when I say scared about being different, try to go back to kind of put it in your kind of, I don't know, put it in your like sort of life, so to speak, is that, and it happens to me myself as well. Well, like some days I don't do videos, like upload videos because I think, oh, what will mates think? What will so and so think about that? When it's stupid, they won't care. They might care for about 2 minutes, 5 minutes. But after that, they'll go back to their own lives, and it's true. You probably care too much what other people think, and that might be another reason why you're not doing what you should be doing. If you know what I mean. If your friends, like a couple of questions I just got there, if all your friends are kind of yo-yo dieters as well, and the likelihood is you're going to do that as well because they do it, and they'll go through the same cycle as well, go up and down, when you think you should just join them because you think it's the only way you know. Whereas, if you opted to be a bit different, I'm not just going back to people that just asking me questions here. I'm talking in general, but even going to people that go to work every day and that, like taking foods into work for lunch, taking stuff that's different for lunch, drinking water instead of drinking coffee. It said prepping foods the night before to take yourself to lunch the next day instead of having sandwiches and coffee. Making that extra 10-15 minutes, getting up a bit earlier to have a good breakfast, getting up extra earlier to get in a workout before you get to work. Imagine that. Imagine what your people would say at work if you told them you just woke up and had a workout and then you got to work. They'd probably say, oh, what are you doing that for? You're bad. You don't need to do that. When really, they don't want you exercising. They don't want you eating well, eating different because it scares them. It gives them fear because they think to themselves, oh shit, they're doing something different to what I'm doing. And it makes them feel uncomfortable because they know that they should be doing it as well, but they can't be bothered doing it. And it can totally, like friends, family, even going to family. Some of my family are nuts, like mum, dad, my wife, and like, oh, what are you eating that for? What are you drinking that for? And I'm like, well, I'm doing it because I want to stay in shape. I mean, without sounding too like at myself or things like that, it's true. You have to be a bit different to get results. It's not, if it was that simple, if it was that easy, everyone in the world would be in shape, and everyone in the world ain't in shape, as you can see in the news and media and things like that. More people are getting out of shape because of everyday life, everyday stresses. See, before you start anything, you've got to realise that you've got to be a bit different. You can't just fall into the line again, fall into the same mistakes, the same sort of vicious cycles I just talked about before. If you want to get results, you've got to be different, you've got to be headstrong, you've got to not care what other people think and not care what other people say. If people will try and knock you, I had ladies saying, like for example, ladies in the group work I do, they've got friends that go to like Slim World, Weight Watchers and things like that, and they've gone from 3 stone up to 3 stone down, 3 stone up to 3 stone down. Whereas there are people that are on my group who've maybe lost maybe a stone, 2 stone. They've completely transformed their body shape. They're getting good sleep every night. They're managing stress better, and they're in control of what they're doing. They know that they won't need to go back to yo-yo dieting again. They know they won't need to go through that up and down yo-yo stage again in their lives because they understand what works for them. They understand it fits into their lifestyle, and they can do what they can do with it. You know what I mean? It's like one I asked for a few testimonials the other day from clients as well. One lady's actually described it as a black hole she got herself out of. So before she joined the group work with me, she mentally she was in a black hole. That's a quote that she said. I can't get it up because it's in a text message. But I thought that was quite interesting. I thought it was quite deep, but true. I mean, you could probably empathise with that as well, that you probably might think just now that I'm in a black hole, I can't get myself out of here, but you can. You can get help, you can get results, you deserve results because you put other people first for too long. Without sounding too rash, you probably put your kids first for too long because you're too worried about them. When the reality is you've got to look after yourself to look after them, probably. I'm not a parent yet, but I'm guessing that might be a part of it. I'm maybe way wide of the mark. He may have put your husband first for too long, cared about his lunch for every day, for packing his lunch, but you not cared about your own. or if I said if people got in your head and say you don't need to do that, you don't need to do that, when you might have really wanted to do that, and something like that's just knocked you. So again, it's going back to being headstrong. It's been going back to not caring what other people think. Okay, so mindset is huge, and why I'm going through this at the start of this workshop is because if you don't get this mindset stuff at the start, if you don't get this why you're doing it, if you don't get what your pain is, if you don't know what you want, the clarity at the end result, there's no point in going through like all the tools, all the nutrition, the weight loss, the exercise that I'm going to go through later. There's no point in going through all that if you don't know all that stuff at the start. It's that big. It's the main part of it. It's all in your head. You probably know that it's all in your head. It's everything in life's in everyone's head, if you know what I mean. Everything everyone does in life's in people's heads, so this is no different. And it's like being out of comfort zones as well. You know, like I said earlier, being different, things like that, having to be different, having to do things differently because everyone else won't do it. It's just like comfort zones. If something makes you feel uncomfortable, like this, like eating like you might need to eat, exercise like you might need to exercise, it might make you feel comfortable, might make you feel nervous beforehand, slightly anxious beforehand. Once you get going, you'll be flying. And you need to get out of your comfort zone now to get comfortable, if you know what I mean. If that makes sense. Okay? So I'm just going to go through a quick few testimonies. Some of you might have seen these before. Some of the few testimonials I've had for the last few months. This is a guy who lost reverse diabetes in 6 months, lost 8 stone in 6 months, and without selling £2 this guy completely transformed his life. And that's the truth. God's honest truth. Here's another one of my group clients. The picture on the left is even before the picture on the left is before she fell pregnant, and the picture after is now. 4 months work, well not 4 months work, but that's just before she fell pregnant and left, so she would never get exercise at a serious rate after that again. She never exercised before that anyway. She didn't care about what she ate. She fell pregnant, knew why she needed to do it. On the right is the result from that was 2 weeks ago. So a massive difference there, you know. She knew why. Another one that's 4 weeks. 4 weeks work. This is more going at the nutrition side of things and why you should eat what you eat for what it can do to your kind of midsection, the chest, waist, hips area. You can see on the left before the 4 weeks. You can see on the right after the 4 weeks. Same T-shirt. What you can eat, how it can bloat you, and yeah, what the effect of some foods and what they have in you. And that's basically what that picture shows. Not a huge amount of exercise in that 2 results either. Not a huge amount of exercise, just kind of eliminating foods out of our diet, really. That's all that was. So, yeah, you can either go 2 ways with this sort of stuff. You can go 2 ways. Like, being brutally honest, not everyone on this workshop is going to get results. Is going to be able to take everything on. I'm not trying to be like, I don't know what the word is, but the likelihood is not everyone's going to take everything on board and get the best results ever imaginable. Not everyone's going to do that. Some people will have rough times and still get results. Some people will find it easier. Some people will throw themselves right in it. Some people won't throw themselves right in it. That's the sort of things I mean. Not everyone will take everything on board because they might not think it's right. It might not fit in their lives or think it fits in their lives or aren't prepared to go the extra mile. That's what I sort of mean. So you can go either 2 ways. You can take everything on board. You can incorporate it into your life and take things forward from there. You can with that you can go it alone. You can try and go it alone, and it can be done. I mean, I've had quite a few people on my email list. You know, there's like 300 ladies from Inverness on the email list I send every day, and I've maybe had 9 or 10 people over the last 4 months saying that like from the emails alone they've lost weight, dress sizes, whatever, things like that. You know, so it can be done. You know, I'm not saying it can't be done, or you can get help. You can get help. So I run the group work. It's a DMIC here is Men Circle. It's a group work. It's probably I think it's great value for money, to be honest with you. I think it's the personal training here, because of how good I think DMIC is. PT is now 40 quid per session. That changed it in the year. I used to be like £25 per session, but I thought there's no point in one person doing one session a week at £25 an hour when they can do 4 sessions a week at £22.50 a week. That's my logic was behind that, really. So I still do have PT clients that can't do the inner circle work, can't do the group work, maybe don't want to do the group work. I still do get clients like that, and I still do get the results. I've got the group work. So to run you through the group work, I said it's semi-private personal training. It's not classes. It's not like random beastings. It's not a boot camp. It's not like a class, kind of workout class, circuit training, whatever like that. It's personal training aligned to what everyone can do. Okay, so it doesn't matter where you're at. It doesn't matter if you've not started, if you've not done anything before. It doesn't matter if you're if you're in an exercise regime just now and you consider yourself quite fit. It doesn't matter if you are really out of shape, if you feel fat, you know you can't do anything. But like, obviously, I've had all these objections before the people have started here, and most people have overcame them. So whatever objection you've got in your head right now, it doesn't matter. Okay, so it's female only. There's no guys grunting and groaning through the sessions. It's all ladies. They all get along. They all have a good laugh. They're all like-minded as well. They all know what you know as well. So everyone that comes on board, everyone that's there, they've all had the same sort of training. They all kind of know why they're doing it in their own heads. They all go along the sessions, have a laugh, get the workout done. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying workouts are never easy. It's not, but again, they're not spewing the bucket materials. They're never like, sick in the bucket. You can only do what you can do. That's what I'm pretty much saying. If you push yourself to your max, I'm happy with that. And you can kind of gauge when people are doing it right. So I said that you can get up to 4 sessions per week in the inner circle work for, I said, £22. It's £90 a month up front. That's how it works, but I'll go into that later. The sessions you get, there's 3 times. There's 7 a.m, there's 10 a.m, there's 5:45 p.m. So the 7 a.m. class runs Monday, Wednesday and Friday in Inverness. The 10 a.m. class runs Monday, Thursday, Friday in Inverness. And the 5:45 p.m. class runs Monday, Tuesday, Thursday in Inverness. But in fact, for the next 4 Tuesdays after this week, there'll be 4 weekends. So there'll be 4 Saturdays or Sundays after this week, really. But you can we'll kind of get there. If you join up, we'll get onto that. As I said, so you can basically, you don't need to kind of align yourself with one class, really. There's loads of ladies that do shifts and things like that, and maybe one week they do 7 a.m, the next week they do 5:45, or maybe through the week they do 3 different times. So basically you can pick 4 sessions out of, there's 9 sessions put on every week. You can pick 4 of them. You can get 4 workouts in a week. 4 45-minute workouts a week. All you need to do in a week. You don't need to worry about any of our gym memberships, any of our gyms, going to the gym yourself or going to classes yourself. I mean, it won't do any harm. But all I can really ask people to do, apart from the group work, if they get 3-4 sessions in a week, is to maybe do walking every day, 45-minute walk every day, something like that to recover. And that's what's got these people results. If you've just seen the pictures there, you get your food, you get your recipes, you fill out food diaries for me, you get measured every week. The food is none of it's bird food, rabbit food, salads. It's not all that kind of stuff. It's normal food, meatballs, curries, stews, cottage pie. I'm trying to think what else there is. There's about 30 odd recipes that the ladies get, and I think that I'm pretty sure you get lots of good feedback from the recipes. They weren't all done by myself. I got somebody else to do most of them to make them really good. So they're different. Some of them are a bit wacky. Some of them are really nice. If you're like a foodie kind of person, you'll enjoy them. There's a lot of different stuff in there. But yeah, all the food, all the recipes taken care of. I tell you what to eat. I tell you what not to eat. And along with the exercise, and along with the key bit at the bottom, accountability, you will get a result. That's guaranteed. If you don't get results from it, as I said to Evan, I'll give you your money back at the end of it. Because, that's if you follow the rules, by the way. If you follow everything here, because I know I'm not confident in the whole process of it, that you will get results. That if you don't, I'll be stamped and I'll say, like, that's not fair. Money back. But the accountability bit, the key is bottom. So basically, as I said at the start of the whole thing, you tell me what you want. So every day you're really accountable to your goal. every day you've got to fill in, you've got to keep track of what you're eating, keep track of what you're drinking. You might need to go to work at that day. So really every day you're kind of touching base with me. You don't send a food diary every day. Well, kind of, it's every Friday you send the food diaries, but every day you've got to track what you eat. Every day you've got to track what you drink. See, there's never a hiding place really every day. It's trying to take away the excuses, to overcome the objections. From my experience, they kind of make you get results, you know what I mean? And today tonight for this workshop only, or if you are watching the recording of this, I'm offering a week's trial, which I've never done before, by the way. It will be I'll go on to explain it in a minute, but you'll get a week's trial and there'll be no application. So pretty much everyone that joins the inner circle has to apply, and some people think that's a bit of a pain in the ass and can't be bothered filling the uncomfortable questions. So you won't have to do that. I'll just kind of probably ask him through the process anyway, so I'll kind of get out anyway. But you'll get a week's trial, and how that week's trial works is, say you want to sign up, you basically pay your £90 down for 4 weeks. It's £90 a month subscription. That's the best for everyone. There's no getting away from that. But what I'm offering here is, if you pay your £90 up and you can try it for a week, and if you're not happy after a week, if you don't want to carry on after a week, if it doesn't work with your life, it doesn't fit in your life, you know, I don't want to take your money either. So I'll just give your money back. So that's basically how it's going to work. I'll give you a week's trial. You can figure it out, see if you like it, see if you don't. You won't get the week's trial. You won't get all the other stuff, by the way. It's just the exercise and making the workouts, getting them in. Because I want to make sure you can get in minimum 2, 3, or even better 4 sessions a week. If you can get that in, I'm happy. If you can get that in, I hope you're happy. If you come along, if you enjoyed being in the group, great, you'll probably carry on. If you don't enjoy it and you don't like it and you feel uncomfortable and you don't want to carry on, like I say, I'll give you money back. But you won't get the kind of food side of it, the nutrition side of it. I mean, if you know now you want to stay for the 4 weeks and you don't want a trial, I'll give you all that stuff now for the first 4 weeks to get started now. But for the first week, if you want the week's trial, if you want the paid trial for the first week, it'll be for the kind of workouts only. That'll be starting February the 23rd, so not tomorrow, the following Monday. So the last week in February is a week's trial. If you don't want the trial, it doesn't matter. You can start. That's great. But if you want the trial, that's when it starts. So it's a 4-week subscription, £90 a month. That's how it works. Instead, no application either. So you won't have to kind of have the hassle, some people call it, of the application. If you want to do this, if you definitely know you want to either start a trial or to sign up, text me now or at the end of this workshop on that number there on your screen, 07585 363 532 with your name. I'll text you back and we'll take things from there and we'll get everything sorted and we'll get you started a week Monday if you want to get going. If you want to start crack on, take action and get results now instead of messing about like you've done the last however many years, however many months. If you want to give us a try, I can promise you, as said, people do get results from this. I'm not bullshitting you. I said not everyone gets results, but not everyone throws themselves on it. Like the people do got results. You know what I mean? So it's like I would say probably 75-80% of people that have joined have got good results from it. 10-20% of people haven't carried it on, where that's through not being able to make workouts, and not be able to throw themselves into it properly, you know, not committing themselves to food diaries, committing themselves to food, cutting certain foods out. I mean, with all this as well, it's not to say that, sorry, there's a weird picture of Eddie on your screen there, I'll go back to telling you why that's in a minute, but going to the food side of it, these ladies here, like, do the groups, do the workouts, they're in DMIC, do personal training, they still have nights out, they still have takeaways, they still enjoy life, because believe it or not, like working in is as important as working out. And what I mean by that is working in, like I said earlier, with like daily walking instead of daily like making myself work hard every day. I don't do that. You know, it's 45 minutes a week. The other days it's working in, walking, meditating, you're into that, sleeping, just having good food, getting downtime with your family, getting downtime with your friends, going for a coffee with your friends, just chilling out and socialising. That is as important as the actual physical side of it, the nutrition side of it. It's all a balance. If you throw yourself in, if you're too forced to one way, if you throw yourself in way too much one way, then what can happen is you can burn the candle at both ends of it and you can blow up, and you'll never get anywhere because you've gone too far into one aspect without caring about the other aspect. Like, you maybe, if I say to some people, don't do any hard workouts for the other 4 days. Some people might do 4 workouts a meet and go off in our 3 days and they'll do three classes at the gym and go on 3 cycle runs a day, and things, mad stuff like this, thinking that doing more and doing more and doing more will lead to more and more results, but it's not true. And that takes me nicely on the next slide. Eddie Izzard. So going on to the more content side of it now. So we've kind of covered the mental aspect of it, covered it, how it can help, how you can help yourself. Now I'm going to how, basically why doing more and more and more and working out and working out and working out and eating less and eating less and eating less doesn't lead to your perfect physique, your perfect result, probably from an aesthetic vanity side of things. So what I mean by that is that Eddie Izzard did something like mad. I don't know what the numbers were, like 40 marathons in 40 days. I don't know what it was. Something crazy. You'll probably be able to tell me better, but as you can see, without sounding disrespectful to him, I'm not saying he's in bad shape, but it probably doesn't lead to the best shape imaginable. And what I mean by that is, as well, is people always think when they start an exercise program, when they start working out, that they have to run, and people get this thing in their heads about, oh, I need to start working out, I need to cut back, I really need to start eating less and restricting what I eat, and having salads for work, having salads, lettuce for lunch every day, and cutting out carbs, and what else? Having juicing's a big one. Cereals in the morning as well. Things like that. People think that's healthy, and it's not your fault. It's more media and like a media sort of thing. What you've been told, what you should be eating, but where I got a bit sidetracked there. But yeah, there's kind of a lot of misconceptions, a lot of myths, and that's one of them. Moving more, eating less, and that's putting pay to that. You know what I mean? You can burn the candle at both ends, do more and more and more. Going back to my client I had today as well, I can speak from a personal point of view and from a client I've had. This lady, Karen, a lady from Inverness who's a postie, well, she never used to be a postie, that's another story, but she's got 2 kids as well, so she's, never found excuses. I think she used to work out for 9 hours a week when I started with her, and she was at a size 18 or something like that. And 2 months later, she was on to working out 9 hours a month, from 9 hours a week to 9 hours a month. And 2 months later, she was 2 sizes down, and she's probably even better than that now. She's probably another size down, and she sustained it as well. She's not gone back up. She sustained it. It fits in her job. Another thing she actually did, which is pretty mental, is when we started out, when we figured out why she does things, what makes you angry, what gives you this pain. She actually found out it was her job. She hated her job, and every session she used to say to me, like, I hate this job, I hate this job. She's complaining every day, really let off steam to me every day about her job. And one day she just turned around and says, I'm giving it all up. She had a mortgage, she had kids, she didn't have any other job to fall back on, but she knew it was causing her that much kind of shit in her life, that much pain, that she just gave it up, and she got a job a couple weeks later because, well, she's a good worker, she's a nice lady, so I knew she'd find a job anyway, but that probably helped her as well, not just the kind of exercise side of things, the nutrition side of things, but she kind of realised what was making her angry, what was giving her stresses day to day, what was keeping her up at night, what was making her angry was her job, and she let it go. She got results. So that's kind of going back to what I said before. And our one is sit-ups, crunching, even planking to some respect as well. People sort of think that they need to do sit-ups in order to lose belly fat, and even going back to running as well. Not one of these clients that I showed there in that clip, that few testimonials, none of them ran once really in the whole time I ever trained them. So they got all those results and never ever running. And the same goes for sit-ups. Not one of them done sit-ups. They've probably lost inches and inches off their chest, off their belly, off their waist, off their hips, off their chest, and they've not done one sit-up. And people always think, I need to do sit-ups every night. I need to do sit-ups every night before I go to bed. I used to do it myself. I used to do 500 a day, and I got a horrendous back injury, pelvic problem when I used to play professional football at Ross County, and that kind of basically, I never finished it. From one thing or another as well. There's one of the reasons why my contract ended. I was injured. It wasn't a good fit. So they didn't keep me on, and that was one of the reasons probably why I fell out of it was that injury, and that's because I did a lot of sit-ups. I got a pelvic alignment, so I did sit-ups and sit-ups every day. I didn't do any back work, so you can imagine your back and your pelvis like that. My pelvis was going like that every day, sit-up, 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 and it ended up caused a pelvic alignment. My back wasn't strong enough to hold it up, so my pelvis ended up getting an inflammatory problem in my pelvis. And a lot of people can get neck injuries, lower back injuries from doing sit-ups, doing too many sit-ups, and at the end of the day, they do nothing. If it was that easy to get a six-pack from doing sit-ups every day, the world would be a happy place, wouldn't it? Everyone would have six-packs, everyone would have nice bellies, nobody would be complaining. I wouldn't have a job. If it was that easy, like everything else, if it was that easy, everyone would do it. It's probably same goes to running. If it was that easy to plod the streets for a couple of hours every night, it'd be simple, wouldn't it? So sit-ups aren't needed, it's a myth. Okay? Another one is I need to lose weight, I need to lose weight. So this picture shows 5 pounds of muscle, 5 pounds of fat. And the amount of times I've had ladies that have got phenomenal results, even the ones I showed you there before, the girl I showed earlier had the kid, she hasn't lost a huge amount of weight, by the way. She might lose a stone, 2 stone, but you'd probably think more. But weight is something very superficial. Weight doesn't take into account muscle to fat ratio, muscle to weight ratio. Basically, muscle weighs a lot heavier than fat. That's what it is. And the amount of clients, especially ladies, without sounding disrespectful, in my experience, like being in this industry, is ladies are obsessed with weight. Okay, I think that a lot of this comes from like Weight Watchers, Slim World, jumping the scales, your daily weigh-in. This kind of bad, in my opinion, way of doing things, where it doesn't paint the whole picture, it doesn't tell the whole story. Weight does not reflect healthy, and that's a fact. I mean, if you get good results and you do it the right way and you lose weight along with it and it shows in the scales and you're happy with that, then great. But don't be obsessive about it. Don't weigh yourself every day. Don't weigh yourself ever, in fact. At best, I tell people weigh themselves when they start, weigh themselves again 2 months, 3 months later, because they'll crack up and they'll stop, because that's why people stop and start all the time, because they want to see in the scales that it's doing them good. Whereas I've got a lady, actual personal trainer in the Black Isle, and she's been going with me for a year now. She had a C-section, she had 4 kids, and she was doing 2 sessions a week for a year. She's got in fantastic shape from when she started. When she started, she had depression. She was 2 or 3 dress sizes above what she is now. She had postnatal depression. I'm trying to think what else. She was just really unhappy. She never exercised. She wasn't confident in herself. That's actually why probably she hired me, because I do the home personal training. So I went to her house, did personal training at her house. In fact, even after a year now, she's the same weight as she was when she started, but she's about 2-3 dress sizes down. She's not got depression anymore. She's not on medication anymore. She's a lot happier. She's probably got a better relationship with her husband. She said that to me last week as well. I'm not naming names here, by the way. But all these things come into fact. And again, people think weight's important, but when you look at that, it's not. If you look at that, kind of what she got out of that, it's not important. So the basis is weight is not important. You can change your body shape, you can change your skin, the way you feel, the way you look, without it changing the scales. That's another myth. Weight is important. And that's what a lot of these yo-yo groups do, and that's what we'll go into next. So a question I got earlier was, I don't really know what else to do if it's not yo-yo dieting. So I'll take you through I'll start with the companies, the businesses. I'm not going to name names, but you know the kind of companies I'm talking about, the kind of shakes, the juicing shakes, the counting calories, things like that. Calories are obviously important, but I think it gets a bit drastic. But basically what these companies do is, well, for starters, the people that run these classes, run these groups, run these shakes, sell these shakes, they're not qualified. They're not qualified nutritionists. They are salespeople. They sell to make money. They even get our people to sell to make them even more money. That's how it all works. It's a money-making scheme, and yet it gets results. These things do get results, but it's quite easy to get results. It's quite easy to get weight loss. It's quite easy to create a deficit and to lose weight. But at the end of the day, it's easy. As I said before, it's easy. So what these companies do is, or in fact, I'll take you through an average Joe, an average weight yo-yo dieter, right? So you start off one diet 1 year, and you lose weight. You think, great, you've lost the weight. But the thing is, with these diets, you're never going to carry them on the rest of your life. I think they don't fit in your life. You're never going to do Weight Watchers in 10 years time, in 15 years time when you're old. You're not going to be doing this the rest of your life. So you're going to need to come off them at some point. And when people come off them, they gain weight again because hormonally your body can't cope. So your body naturally puts weight back on, and with interest as well. So you put the weight back on you've just lost, and a bit more, and then so that you get to the stage where you're frustrated, you're confused, you don't know where to go, you don't know where to turn next, and next probably that's 1 January. Then by the time next January comes, there's a new diet, there's a new thing. All your mates are doing it, all your friends are doing it. They're like, oh, this is the next thing. This is the magic pill. This is finally what's going to get me results. Again, you go through the same process. You lose weight in January, lose weight in February. Gets to March, you kind of think, oh, I kind of miss my food again. I better start eating food again. You start eating normally again. You start binging a wee bit, and it comes back on drastically. And again, you put on more and more weight. And so your weight's going up and down, up and down, up and down. It's not just your weight that's going up and down, up and down, up and down. Hormonally, your insides, your digestive system. I could get really complicated in this, but I'm not, because I could go on forever. But it causes your body loads of problems. Your body, after a while, your body won't cope. Your body won't be able to take it anymore, and it'll be harder and harder for you to get real results if you carry on in this sort of cycle. So the basic thing of this is, don't listen to what all these companies say. Be aware of what they're saying. Yeah, they get results. I'm not denying that. If these companies will get you to lose weight, but not in the right way. That's all I'm really saying. And the only way these companies will continue to make money is through people like you guys, through your dieters. If there are no yo-yo dieters in the world, these companies wouldn't be big businesses. They're designed for you to fail, and that's fact. Okay? So, moving on now to what I get the ladies that I got results to eat, basically. So, the kind of stuff that I get these ladies to eat, so, right, there's loads of stuff. There's loads of variety, actually. So what to eat, the basis of what I tell these ladies to eat is, it's basically 3 meals a day and 1 shake, really. 1 greens drink, 1 shake, and 3 meals. 3 meals basically consist of, for breakfast, for starters, what not to eat for breakfast: cereal, bread, toast, pastries, fruit juices, what else? And nothing at all, really, as well. Nothing at all is big ones, because loads of ladies don't eat at all and wait till like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock to have breakfast. So those are the kind of things they're not allowed to eat. What they do eat: eggs, porridge, there's a homemade muesli, there's loads of different actual recipes with eggs, there's smoked salmon, there's again loads of variety for stuff for breakfast. I basically get them to treat breakfast like a normal meal as much as I can, because it's literally like a normal meal. It's not any different than dinner, really. It's just in your head you think you need to eat cereal or toast, when you never really have cereal or toast for dinner, would you? Really, unless you're really struggling for time. And lunch is the same. What I normally get people to do for lunch is to make an extra bit of what they have for dinner, and they can just reheat it again at lunch the next day. And there you go. There's less preparation, there's less time, less thought. You'll save money as well. So what they do eat, lunch and dinner, again, kind of similar. Red meat, where it's mince, where it's steak, chicken, turkey, even at breakfast as well, cooked breakfast. I get some ladies eating cooked breakfast as well, because they're fine. If you eradicate eradicate the bad stuff. Going back to lunch, stuff like spinach, greens, even fruit to an extent, fruit in the variety of berries like blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, berries because they're high in fibre and they're quite low in sugar, dense in sugar. What else have we got? And for dinners is kind of the same. I basically get them to eat as little, basically portion control is important. Portion control is important with dinner. So restricting the carbs, having more vegetables, loads of grains, loads of protein, and restricting the carbs. Carbs in a variety of sweet potato, new potatoes, basmati rice, jasmine rice, quinoa, stuff like that. Avoiding like pasta, again, bread again. And lunch is kind of the same. It sounds quite vague, this what I'm saying here, but honestly, I've got countless recipes and that fall into this kind of categories that can help you. But yeah, and hydration basically is 3 litres of water a day. That's what I tell ladies to drink. 3 litres of water a day. A lot of people struggle with that to start with because they don't drink nearly enough. They don't even drink maybe 1 litre a day. But now I'm telling them to drink 3 litres, and they're kind of like, oof, you know. So 3 litres a day as best as they can, along with eliminating the foods I tell them to eliminate, eating more with foods I tell them to eat. So greens, protein in the form of meats, eggs, fish, greens in the form of spinach, kale, broccoli, stuff like that. Other vegetables as well, other fruits like blueberries, strawberries, blackberries, so berries mainly. Other fruits aren't bad, I'm just saying eat more of those. And what else? Having carbohydrates, but restricting portion control. And we are having carbohydrates, stuff like potatoes, rice. They're the main sort of ones. You know, cutting back on like pasta and bread, things like that. Avoiding pre-packed stuff, processed foods, wheat. So yeah, really avoiding wheat, processed foods. I mean, you still can have them to an extent, but just so you say like maybe 80-90% of your diet is made up of these sort of foods, and so you give yourself allowance of 10-20%. So yeah, like so processed foods, wheat, even like dairy, lactose to an extent, and obviously foods high in like trans fats, polyunsaturated fats as well. Not polyunsaturated, just trans fats. Saturated fats are actually not that bad for you. It's what you find in lots of foods I get to eat. You can eat like butter instead of margarine. What else? Coconut oil, things like that. A lot of these foods are prevalent in the diet I give them. Exercise, as said before, 4 45-minute workouts a week. That's all you need to do. You shouldn't need to exercise for more than 3 hours a week, really, if you're doing it right. That's the truth. And that's what these ladies do. Supplementation, they drink a greens drink daily. So it's like a couple of spoons of this greens drink in water or in a smoothie, in one of the green smoothies. They have that once a day. They have cod liver oil capsules after every meal. And that's the only supplementation I get them to eat. All this will lead to better sleep, skin, manage stress better, and after that, results. So that is the basis of it. It sounds really simple. It sounds really easy. It's not easy, don't get me wrong, but it kind of is at the same time, and it's kind of vague the way I just put it across there. But again, if you want to know more, I can tell you. Where am I? So this thing sort of freezes every once in a while. What I've long left. Again, I appreciate you staying on for so long. I hope this has helped. So yeah, to round up, what I've kind of gone over is, so as I said earlier, the mindset stuff is crucial. You need to know why. You need to know why you're doing things. You need to get what the pain is, get what you want, get what your end result wants. You want the result to be. Get the clarity side of it. If you know this, you know the why, you know the mindset stuff, then you'll be fine. Trust me, everything else will take care of itself. That's the easy bit, really. The hard bit is knowing why and staying on track. And again, if you go it alone, you can do it alone. If you get help in the form of accountability. I'm not saying just get me. I'm not saying this is not a kind of buy my stuff sort of. I'm just offering the opportunity because it'd be kind of stupid for me not to. If I just showed you how these people got results, I'm also going to offer people a chance to do it. But I'm saying, even if it's another personal trainer, if it's not a trainer maybe, or it's another trainer you maybe think about going to, accountability is huge. So if these people offer you accountability, that's what will get you the result, because they'll keep you accountable to your goal the whole way through. So again, there's a number. If you want to text me now, if you want an offer, I'm giving it tonight. If you're on the recording, text me right now. If you want in it, no application, the free trial, not the free trial, but the week's trial. So hit me a text now or email me or anything like that. Get in touch ASAP, and you can get started the week Monday. If there's anything else, I'm going to live 5 minutes now, just to finish off now, for any Q&A, any questions people have got, anything I've not covered that maybe you wanted to cover more of, anything you want to pick my brains about at all, anything you're not sure about that I said on the workshop, that sounded was a bit unclear, was a bit kind of mashed up a little, maybe got sidetracked on what I was talking about. If there's anything at all you're not sure about, write in the questions box now, and I'll answer it as best as I can for the next 5-10 minutes. If there's nothing, well, that'd be perfect workshop, but I'm sure it wasn't, was it? It's never perfect. So if there's any questions, just let me know, and I'll answer as best as I can. So no questions so far. I don't see. Oh, here we go. Got a question. I've got really bad knees. Will I be able to do exercises? Well, put it this way to the lady that's asking me this question. I've had ladies with objections like this before, like shoulders, knees, hips, lower back, and they've managed. I don't know obviously the extent of your bad knees. I don't know the extent of your knee troubles, but I've got ladies with even ankle problems as well that leads onto their knee as well. Loads of stuff. I've got ladies that have had objections like this, and they have managed to lose weight. They have managed to get results. They have managed to do the sessions. I also don't know the extent of it. We can maybe talk about that more if you'd like to, but I'm sure it won't be a problem. I'm sure you'll be able to. I said there's not a lot of running done in these workouts, and that's normally the main bugbear for anyone with bad knees. So I don't think that's a problem, to be honest with you. I've got another one. What sort of age are most of your clients? Why did it be too old? I'm 45. To be honest, the youngest is 25, and I'd say the oldest is maybe about early 50s, mid 50s. Yeah, mid to late 50s actually. There's a wide range of clients that they've been on for maybe 3 up to 4 months now. Yeah, where even personal training clients or mainly the group clients, they're probably ranging more towards, off the top of my head, probably about the age you're at, probably early 40s to late 30s, early 40s is probably the main sort of age group off the group. I'd say off the top of my head, I don't know that for sure, but the age isn't really a problem. Again, going back to like the fear sort of side of things, the kind of stories you kind of tell yourself to kind of. I'm not trying to get in your head here at all, by the way, but when you kind of get close to kind of maybe starting something, or you can maybe talk yourself into doing something by telling yourself a story that maybe like this, maybe I'm not fit enough, I'm too old, I've not got time. When you kind of tell yourself that to kind of rationalise you're not doing it if you don't do it, if you get what I mean, trust me, age is not a worry, fitness levels aren't a worry, gender is a worry obviously because they're ladies only, but no, age isn't a problem. You'll be fine. And bad knees, obviously I don't know the extent of bad knees as I said, but I don't envisage it being a problem because there have been ladies that have done the work and it's been fine. They've had issues with shoulders, I said ankles, hips, lower back, knees. Is there anything else? I thought I seen another one come up there, but I think it's just gone. Seriously, anything you can think off the top of your head, nothing's too much. I want to help as best I can. I don't want you like coming away from this tonight and thinking, "Oh, I wish I asked that," or "I should have asked that." So anything you think of, I'll give it a couple of minutes, then I'll wrap it up. And said, if you do want to get in touch about joining, the numbers on your screen, it should be on your screen that night. If it's not, let me know. But it should be. Cool. Okay. No other questions? I'll give it another minute. there's no other questions that I'll do this, but I'll give it another minute. Don't feel like you don't ask, because I've got loads of time, trust me. Great, right, perfect. Well, again, thank you very much for listening. I know you've taken time at your Sunday evening, which is precious time. It's your weekend. It's maybe your time off work. So I appreciate you taking time. I hope it's helped. I really hope it's helped. Hope you got something from this. You can take something away, and I hope it can help. I'd love to know if it does help. Maybe a week or 2 weeks down the line, if you start seeing change, I'd love to know. So get in touch if anything does help. I'd love to keep in track with your kind of journey, so to speak, with your kind of what you want. So yeah, I appreciate you joining on. I hope you've got something from this. And I said, if you want to get in touch, you can email me if you've got my email address, or you can text me. The number that's on the screen right now. If you've got it, perfect. Okay. And I'll speak soon. Bye-bye.